What up? Welcome back to the Novelist with the Backwards Hat guy. This is episode 4, and we're going to jump right back in. This is chapter 2, The Inheritance. Dan got a letter with some surprising news. So, last time we found out at the beginning of this chapter that Dan was getting some money left to him by his uncle, and so we got each person with different outcomes. Tommy wants to go to the camp. They found there's a flyer for a camp, so
Hey,
he wants to go to
what
camp
you doing?
and take his kite. Reservations for Friday, hoping we can find a babysitter. Oh, that's cool. So Linda here is hoping to take her art gear to the art co-op and maybe show off her art and
Hey, you want to go into town tonight?
Yeah, it sounds good.
nice. And so she wants to show off her art and learn a little bit as well, maybe. And then Dan here wants to put together some ad opportunities for his book and invest a lot of money into it. So we've got those 3 decisions to make. Send Paul an example ad to the registrar, throw some gear in my painter bag, take it to the co-op, bring my kite to the camp Mommy told me about. So I've been struggling with this decision. Still not really sure which one I want to do. So we can help Dan with some ads for his book. We can help Linda get back into painting, and we can help Tommy. I think, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna do it before I change my mind. I'm not gonna tell you yet. This is what we're gonna do, though. And I can't really tell you why, but this is it. Something about Linda's resolution. We're doing it. How do I choose? E. So we're choosing Linda and her painting. So let's see. It should, just like last time, we're here at night, and we can choose a compromise, and we can also learn. Oh, we can also learn more about the house. So let's see. Looks like there's something here. From the desk of Harold Baxter, January 17th, 1948. So it looks like that's continues from those first 2 letters. He says, I am now certain there's something strange with the light here. It must be those windows. I was reviewing old deeds in the living area and saw some sort of flash of light out of the corner of my eye. I would assume the elevation would put the ocean too far away for the sun to reflect off a wave, but perhaps not. I looked, but there was nothing there except a strange shimmer, like heat above the asphalt of a hot road. It dissipated almost immediately. Perhaps some concentration of the light caused it. But on to work. I've begun cataloging possible options for the property. I owe Mr. Lowry a report by the 24th. Ooh. So Mr. Baxter has obviously seen a ghost. Maybe it's us. So let's see if we can find... Is that the fridge? Huh. I like walking around. So now we get to choose a compromise. Dan or Tommy. I think we're gonna go with Tommy. I know I keep choosing Linda and Tommy. Dan's never gonna have a good book. I'm sorry, Dan. But man, no, I can't help but choose the family first. Let's see if we can find anything else about the house. Oh, here we go. Harold, from the desk of Harold Baxter, January 19th, 1948. So that's 2 days later. I failed to log my activities yesterday, as nothing of note occurred. There have been no tricks of the light for 2 days, and I've grown certain that the ones I saw were reflections from the ocean improbably reaching the house. I've been able to focus on the task at hand and am suitably pleased with the condition of the property. I have also reached a decision on how to proceed. It came to me this morning as I stood in the conservatory admiring the beauty of the forest. I hadn't begun my work yet, and I was thinking of nothing in particular when an idea came into my head, fully formed. I was surprised that it appeared with such clarity, but it's not unheard of for the mind to ponder a question in the subconscious. As for the idea, it is quite simple. I will buy the house myself. Ooh, interesting. So Harold Baxter had an idea pop into his head immediately, which sounds quite familiar. Well, let's go with Tommy. We're going with Tommy. So this Harold guy got an idea suddenly from presumably us, the ghost, and we told him to buy the house. So looks like this is Harold's house. Alright, we're gonna go with this one. Now let's see the ramifications. And did it work? Oh, I gotta go tell Dan. I gotta whisper in his ear. So this is quite interesting. Linda was thrilled when Dan told her about the inheritance money and offered to use it for the co-op instead of promoting his book. She started working 2 days a week in town, and it was all she hoped it would be. She made friends with a few local painters and learned new techniques from them, but simply being around creative people each week did her the most good. So that's good. And Dan knew that while he couldn't also pay for Tommy to go to camp, it was important for him to have more playtime with other children his age. So he called up Davy's parents and arranged regular playdates at the playground in town. He tried to make the trip himself often as possible, and it made a difference for Tommy. Aww, so he gets some time to play with some other kids and spend more time with his dad. But Dan decided not to place the ad, and deep down he felt like he was giving himself a vote of no confidence. It was subtle, but he knew that regardless of the book's current state, he had apprehensions about being able to finish it the way he wanted. So he hedged his bets. He couldn't shake the lack of confidence for days, and his writing stumbled. Oh man. This game is brutal. Chapter 3. Catching up. When Tommy continued to struggle with... Alright. It's the end of chapter 2. And now Dan is struggling even more because of my decisions. I'm sorry, Dan. In my defense, though, this isn't quite realistic. But it is still very good. Very interesting to see how these decisions are affecting everyone. So, we will continue next time. Thanks for watching. See ya.